In this video, you'll be learning about the different point-hour ratios, or PHRs, that are used in the College of Engineering, as well as how to calculate them. There are 3 point-hour ratios that are used in the College of Engineering to monitor your progress. They are the CPHR, Cumulative Point-Hour Ratio, which is based on all the course grades you've earned at Ohio State, your TPHR, or Term Point-Hour Ratio, which is just based on the course grades you've earned at Ohio State during a specific term or semester, and your EPHR, which is your Eligibility Point-Hour Ratio. This is a mini GPA that's just based on the courses that are required in order to apply to your major. I will show you how you can calculate all of your point-hour ratios in a few minutes, but I also want to show you that you can see your CPHR and TPHR easily on your advising report. For every semester that you've taken classes, below your grades will be a row that lists information just for the term, and another row that lists information that's cumulative so far. The PH stands for point hour, and this is your point hour ratios. So the first one, 2.641, would be the TPHR for this term, and the PH on the cumulative row will be your CPHR. 3.019 would have been the cumulative GPA at that point. You can also find rows on the left side that summarize term GPA or TPHR for every semester that the student has taken classes, and you can also find a cumulative GPA column which will list CPHR for each semester. Your eligibility point-hour ratio, or EPHR, has to be calculated by hand, and in order to do this you need to know how many points each grade is worth. As you can see, an A is worth 4 points, a B is worth 3 points, a C is worth 2 points, and so on. Also, if you get a plus or a minus grade, that will also affect how many points you get. So a B plus would add 0.3 points, and a minus would subtract 0.3 points. Also notice that there is no A plus grade at Ohio State, nor is there a D minus grade. E is a failing grade, and that is 0 points, and an EN is a failing grade for non-attendance, and that's also 0 points. So if you fail a course and stopped attending at some point in the semester, you would earn a final mark of an EN. In order to calculate your point-hour ratio, you need to start by listing all of the courses you would like to include in your calculation, as well as the number of credit hours for each course and the grade that you earned in each course. You will then need to write down the number of points you receive for each of the grades. So, for an A, you get 4 points. For an A minus, you get 3.7. For a B is 3 points, a C is 2 points, and a B plus is 3.3. Next, you'll need to calculate the number of grade points you're receiving for each of these courses. In order to do that, you need to multiply the number of credit hours by the number of points that you've received for that grade. So 1 times 4 would be 4, 2 times 3.7 would be 7.4, 5 times 3 is 15, 5 times 2 is 10, and 3 times 3.3 is 9.9. You will then add up your total number of grade points, which in this case is 46.3. You will also need to add up the total number of credit hours, which in this case is 16. You then divide your total number of grade points, which in this case is 46.3, by the total number of credit hours, which in this case is 16. So the point-hour ratio for this set of classes would be 2.89375. Because there will only be 3 decimal places included in your point-hour ratio, you will need to truncate the decimal after 3 places. So even though the next number after 3 decimal places is a 7, this would not round up to 2.893. The decimal would just stop at 2.893, and you would remove the last 2 decimals. When calculating your CPHR and TPHR, Only final letter grades that are earned at Ohio State will be included in the calculation. Any of these other final marks that could appear on your advising report will not be included in these PHR calculations. Your eligibility point hour ratio, or EPHR, is based on the prerequisite courses to apply to your major. Because there is no application to major for engineering undeclared, we use the courses that are common in the EPHRs for the other majors in engineering. So, any coursework you take in the first year engineering sequence, whether it's through FE, FEH, or the transfer sequence, all of the calculus courses you could take, regardless if you're taking the standard engineering, honors, or accelerated track, the physics courses in either FE or FEH, as well as any of the chemistry courses you could be taking for engineering, will all be used in your engineering undeclared EPHR calculation. If you take a course at a different university, it will not be included in your EPHR calculation, and if you repeat any of these courses more than once, we will include all attempts in your EPHR unless your original attempt was forgiven under the new grade forgiveness rule. If you want to calculate an EPHR for a different major within the College of Engineering, you'll need to double check which courses are considered in that major's EPHR. Each major also has different rules for whether or not they accept transfer grades, if you repeat courses, if they'll look at your most recent attempt only, or if they'll consider all attempts in your EPHR, as well as additional information such as which semesters you're allowed to apply. You can find all this information on the Engineering Advising website at advising.engineering.osu.edu.